Mentally and emotionally, as well as physically, abusive relationships can be they are extremely damaging, and recovering from this kind of abuse that is suffered in a relationship with somebody who has narcissistic personality disorder can seem like an impossible undertaking. These powerful personality disordered people often leave their victims completely drained physically, emotionally, mentally, financially. However, there are numerous ways to facilitate healing and get back on track. The more you learn about these methods, the easier it will be to start to process this trauma. You have to let yourself grieve. After leaving an abusive relationship, it is normal to grieve. It is normal to be angry. It is normal to cry all of the time. You must allow yourself to experience all of these emotions and this range of emotions. And it's important that you do process these in a healthy way. So you have suffered a loss, much like a death. It feels like a death. And even though that this loss will be better for you in the long run, your mind will need to go through this normal grieving process that occurs after any type of loss. You must be open with experiencing this pain, finding new ways to move forward. Suppressing your feelings and trying to avoid them will only lengthen the grieving process. And if you are unsure how to process your emotions in a healthy way, I suggest seeing a licensed professional therapist. You must stay away from your abuser. It is essential that you do not have any contact whatsoever with the person who abused you. It will only make the recovery process, if not impossible, more difficult. There is no reason whatsoever that you should stay in touch with this person. So cut ties with them completely. And a lot of people who have suffered emotional abuse from narcissists, they do find it difficult to let them go because they have become dependent on them in an addiction style. And you must set boundaries, and you must adhere to these boundaries that you set. If you have children with a narcissist, it may be difficult to maintain no contact. You should consider involving a third party or a neutral friend or a family member to do drop-offs and pickups. You should consider communicating over a moderated, court-ordered, or mandated email platform. There are also professional services in every state in the United States that can help you, assist you, and look for supervised visitation services in your area if that is something that you are interested in. You have to start building your self-esteem up from scratch. You may have had low self-esteem to begin with, but if you didn't, it's very likely that your self-esteem has been negatively affected over the course of this relationship. It is important that you start working on building that self-worth, because having healthy self-esteem will help you avoid toxic abuse in the future. There are many different ways that you can work on your self-esteem, but try starting with being kind to yourself and the way that you speak to yourself. Tell yourself that you are worth this time and this effort that is required for a total recovery, and you will recover. And learning to love yourself again, or for the first time ever, may not happen overnight. It may take years, it could take a lifetime, but you must remind yourself of your strengths, your accomplishments, and positive relationships that you have in your life. Also, your self-esteem, it can benefit from challenging yourself or trying new things, new activities. Take a class that you've always wanted to take, travel somewhere new. Exposing yourself to new situations and places and people can help put things into perspective and also help build your self-confidence. You must exercise on a daily basis. It is shown to have both physical and mental benefits. Numerous studies have shown that physical exercise is great for depression and that it improves your overall well-being. It is also a good idea to try getting outside for your exercising, as this can enhance the healing benefits of this activity quite a bit. Try running through a local park or going swimming at a local pool. You should try to devote at least 20 to 30 minutes a day to one of these activities. Accept your thoughts and then move past these thoughts. You're going to have intrusive thoughts about that abuse that you have suffered. And a lot of people who have suffered this type of abuse, they find it difficult to recover because of these ruminations and because of these types of thoughts. And whenever you accept that they are inevitable, the intrusive thoughts, you can begin dealing with them in a productive way. Handle these in a way that works for you. And if you feel better thinking through a problem and you feel that you should spend time ruminating over some of your experiences, then that is okay. Just make sure that you are not allowing these intense thoughts to affect your day-to-day life negatively. Many people use journaling to channel their thoughts. Consider keeping a journal and allowing yourself 30 minutes a day to focus heavily on what you are thinking. As these unwanted thoughts, they can come up during other parts of the day. Change your focus to whatever you're doing and remind yourself that you can spend time thinking about these things the next time in your journal. This is not always possible, but having a strong support system, it is important to keep a few people who are closest to you and them know what you are going through so that they can support you. The more support that you have from family and friends, the easier this process will be. If you don't have somebody who is close to you that you feel that you can lean on during your recovery, consider working with a therapist, a coach, or you could build a personal support system in a community such as this one. A therapist can offer an outside and professional perspective, and she or he may be able to teach you coping mechanisms that your family and friends are not aware of. You must be patient. Recovering from narcissistic abuse takes time, so you will have to remain patient. The process can take months, it could take years, but it is worth all of the hard work and the effort. You can and you will move on, and you will find happier and healthier connections with other people. You must create goals for yourself. You must make a point of creating goals for yourself. This will help keep you orientated properly in the world and give you purpose. A lot of people who are coming out of abusive relationships, they feel completely lost, which is why it is so important to have a sense of purpose. Make sure you are doing something every single day to meet your goals, and you could feel proud of yourself. You can build up that self-worth, build up that self-confidence. And the more confident you are in yourself, the easier it is to tackle difficult problems and situations.